Hey, cool, man. I really do appreciate this.
Yeah, no
Um,
problem.
I guess for starters, let's talk about your background in Birmingham. What clubs did you play for when you were growing up before you went to FC Dallas?
So, in Birmingham, I played for Hoover Soccer Club, and then I played for Busa, which is Birmingham United.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
yeah,
And I know you have siblings who still play sports at Hoover, right?
yeah. So my little brother plays for Hoover Soccer Club, and
Okay,
then my sister plays volleyball at Hoover High School.
that's cool. How much are you still keeping up with the Bucks then?
Yeah, I mean, having gone to Hoover, and my sister still goes there, so I mean, I keep up with them a little bit. Of course, football, it's a big thing at Hoover, and so it's good to see some kids that my sister goes to school with that seems like they're doing pretty well. So I keep up with them a good amount.
And I'm sure they keep up with you.
I hope so.
What? How about playing for a club like Bayern Munich? But was that ever on your radar when you were growing up in Birmingham?
No, I mean, I knew that one day I wanted to play professionally, but I was thinking more of, stateside in the MLS. And it never once crossed my mind that I'd be moving to Germany, especially only 2 years after having left Birmingham. So it's crazy how fast everything went.
And what's that experience been like? Did you have to grow up and mature pretty quickly?
Oh yeah. So my family's always lived in Birmingham, and so I moved away from home when I was 16. And that was me having to grow up pretty fast. But then I moved halfway across the world at 18, and it made it completely different. I had to learn a new language. I had to, just learn a new culture, learn just a new way of life. And so it was definitely something that I don't think I was necessarily prepared for, but it made me grow up. It made me grow up, and it made me the person I am today.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I think I saw an earlier interview with you, and you referred to it as grown man soccer. I think. Am I getting that
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, correct.
So it's a whole new level, huh?
Exactly.
And what was that like to get used to?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I went from, this kid who, had never played a professional game to playing against guys who have achieved everything there is to do in soccer. And so, I played with these guys on video games, and then the next day I was playing with them on the field. And so it was something where, like I said, as a kid growing up in Birmingham, it was the last thing on my mind. And then to have come to this historic club and to play with some of the players who I've played with, it's really something that I'll never forget. And I think that it's definitely something that that doesn't happen very often.
Now, there are a lot of people on this earth who know a lot more about soccer than me, but what superstars did you run into? Did you cross
Yeah.
paths with?
So Ian Robin, he's Dutch, and he has one of the best left foots ever. So I played with him. Frank Ribéry, also he's right-footed player from France. He's amazing. Robert Lewandowski, he's right now the best striker, the best goal scorer in the world. And Manuel Neuer is also one of the best goalkeepers ever. And it's just crazy to have said that I've shared the field with these guys.
Wow, that's awesome, man. When did you first realize that playing for the national team would be on your radar?
Yeah, I think around right before I turned 18. So it was January 2018. I received an invitation to play with the youth national team. And so that was like my first introduction to the national team. And it was just like, okay, I need to make the progressions. I'm going from the U20, which is like the under 20 national team, to hopefully one day the senior national team. And I think it was winter of 2000. No, it was spring of 2020 when I realized that there was a good chance of me to play with the senior national team. And
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I guess as an athlete, the only way to represent your country is to play for your national team. And so that was definitely something that I've always wanted to do. And then being able to do it now, it's incredible.
Well, I guess you spend more time with your club than you do with your national team, right?
Yes, correct.
But what makes playing for the national team different? What makes it special for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think for your club, you're kind of just representing your city. But then once you play with your national team, it's like you're representing every kid that you played with or against growing up, and you're playing for, your brother, your sister, your mom, and your dad. And it just gives you a certain, it gives you a certain feeling where, you stand out there and you hear the national anthem, and you just get goosebumps. It means everything. I mean, it's just crazy because you're not just representing yourself, you're representing, everybody who's ever been a part of your journey almost. So it's a really crazy feeling.
Wow, that is really awesome. The U.S. defense has been in a heavy rotation over the last 4 years. Guys like John Brooks, Aaron Long, Miles Robinson, a lot more. What's it like for you to compete for playing time with that group?
Yeah, I mean, everybody brings something special to the table, and it's kind of just you kind of try to take the best of everybody's game and then add it to your game. And they choose me for a reason, and I tried to just play my own game, but then also I like to take what I've seen from them. John Brooks was a guy who's he's been playing since I was 14 for the national team, and so almost 8 years later, he's still playing with the national team, and it's a guy I can share the field with. And I remember seeing stuff that he did when I was that young, and I just have always tried to add it to my game. And it's competitive, but it's also like a family, so it doesn't feel like you're just fighting and that someone's bitter towards another. It's definitely like a family environment here.
Yeah, I like what you mentioned a while ago that you belong there, or they wouldn't have put you on the team.
Yeah, exactly.
How much does the team talk about failing to qualify for the 2018 World Cup? A lot of y'all were not part of that team, but does it still motivate everybody?
Yeah, definitely. There was a few guys who were on that process of not qualifying, and I think it kind of set U.S. soccer back a few years from that. And that's something that I think we kind of added an extra chip on our shoulders because we don't want that to ever happen again. And if it does, it definitely will be a part of our generation. So we're trying to kind of make a new culture here with the national team where we shouldn't be afraid of any team, no matter if it's a European team or North American, Central American, South American team. And I think it's really cool that a lot of us are playing in Europe because we have these experiences where we're not afraid to play anybody. And so I think definitely it's in the back of our minds. We don't talk about it a lot, but I think everybody has that kind of they kind of have a thought in the head where it's never going to happen again.
World Cup qualifiers are a big deal. Making a World Cup is even bigger. Do you believe you're going to be on that final roster come November if the team qualifies?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I do. Yeah, I think
what gives you that feeling?
Just I guess kind of just kind of picking the brain of the coach, honestly. He watches my games, and of course, it's not always, you can't always have your best game, and you just try to work on everything that he's given you, and you just kind of add it to your game, and every week you try to improve. And I think I've done well so far, but if I continue to improve like I have, I think that I should definitely be a part of that roster.
What goals do you have for this international window, and what about for the remainder of the club season?
Yeah, definitely for this window to hopefully come away with 3 wins and get us just that much closer to qualifying. We have a big game on Thursday, but we have a huge game in Canada on Sunday, and that'll kind of be the spot. That'll be the fight for the #1 spot. And so I think we're all looking towards that game to hopefully get us very close to qualifying for the World Cup. And then for the club season, just to continue to play a lot of games, hopefully qualify for Champions League next year, and yeah, just to hopefully score a few more goals.
Well, man, I tell you, it's been a pleasure. I really appreciate it. This has been a blast, and thanks for taking the time. I know you're a busy guy, and I appreciate you doing this so much.
No, of course. I mean, yeah, it's always great to do something with somebody from back home. So I enjoyed it very much.
All right, man. Well, take care. Have a great experience there.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a nice night.
All right. See you, Chris.
Yes, sir. See you.
Bye.